Hello, my loves. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. If it is your first time here, my name is Lizzie, and here we talk about spirituality, angels, manifestation, and so much more. So if any of that is of interest to you, don't forget to hit that subscribe button if you haven't yet, because I post videos weekly, and I'm here to help you navigate your spiritual journey. So today, I am going to be sharing 6 ways that you can raise your vibration, and not just raise it, sustain this high vibrational frequency. And as we all know, through the law of attraction, the more that you raise your vibrational frequency, the quicker your manifestations come to fruition, the more that you attract positivity into your life, and the more things just work out for you. I think it's so important to remember that raising your vibrational frequency is not just a one-time thing. It's not just by doing one thing. It's really the practice of doing things that will really serve you and your highest good each and every day. So, through the tips that I share today, through the examples that I share today, these are things that I also do myself. I don't share any advice on here that I don't actually implement into my own life. So, I really do practice what I preach. So let's just get into it. These steps that I'm going to share with you are things that I incorporate into my routine each and every day. And the very first step is to practice mindfulness every single day. It doesn't matter what it looks like, doesn't matter what it is, but do something that really allows you to come back to the present moment, setting time for yourself to be mindful, to be present with the moment. It could be breath work, meditation, journaling, whatever works for you, dedicating time each and every day to this practice is really going to help you raise your vibration. For example, every single morning when I wake up, I set the intention for the rest of the day. I say, today is going to be an amazing day. Let there be no limit to how you can help me today, angels. It might sound a little corny to you, but those are literally the first words that come out of my mouth every single morning. It has become such a habit for me that I naturally just say this as soon as I wake up. And what you're doing here is you're sending a signal out to the universe that you trust that there is a higher power greater than you could ever comprehend that is truly here for your highest good. And you're welcoming in this energy to support you in all that you do. The next thing that I do is I do morning pages. So I just get out my journal and I start writing whatever it is that comes to mind. And I just let these thoughts flow. Even if I had a dream about something weird, I'll just write that down. It's really allowing me to drop from my head into my heart. When there's too much going on up in the mind, it's going to be harder to drop into the present moment. So it is very, very helpful to be intentional about clearing whatever is going on up here so that you can come back to the present moment where you can access that high vibrational energy. And after I finish up morning pages, which usually takes about 5 minutes, I meditate. And I know my mindfulness routine may sound like a lot, but this really has helped me sustain that high vibrational frequency, and it just feels good. You don't have to do all of these, but once you just start with something and be intentional about it, you'll start to find a routine that really works for you. Now, as far as meditating, I do this for at least 15 minutes in the mornings, and then throughout the day, I'll also meditate as well. So, an additional 15 minutes, or 10 minutes, or 5 minutes. I'll do this again in the afternoons and then in the evenings. However long you want to meditate is completely up to you. I just recommend actually incorporating it into your practice. Meditation has truly changed my life, so I know that it can change yours as well. It's just a matter of sticking with it, because when I started meditating, I was falling asleep to meditations, and then finally it really clicked for me, and that's when my whole life transformed. Okay, for the final part of my mindfulness routine, I get out in nature. This is one of my favorite things to do because nature instantly raises your vibration. You're zapped right back into Mother Nature, right back to source energy where you came from. This is part of you. Nature is part of you, which is why it feels so good to be outside. So I will touch a tree, I'll hug a tree, I'll just feel the wind on my face, through my hair, go on a little walk. And if the sun's out, standing in front of the sun and just feeling those light codes shine through and come through me feels so freaking good. So I highly recommend getting out in nature in the mornings if you can. Now, moving on to step number two, it is movement, moving your body in any way that feels good for you. It could be dancing, shaking, stretching. For me, I do yoga every single day. And even if it's a 5 minute routine or a 15-minute routine or an hour long, I make sure to incorporate yoga into my daily practice. The reason why I do this is because when we are moving our bodies, we become mindful about how our body feels. And we also are coming back to the present moment as well. When you're following a yoga routine or you're dancing like nobody's watching, you're just enjoying moving your body. So again, I encourage you to move in a way that feels good for you. And if anyone is interested, I'll share some links to some yoga routines that I love doing in the description below. Now, for number three, it is to hydrate and nourish your body. A lot of the times, people aren't as hydrated as they actually need to be. This can cause you to feel tired. You may have a cloudy mind and not feel as motivated to do things. So then you resort to coffee or a lot of caffeine, which then makes you even more dehydrated. So it's important to be mindful about that. I also recommend nourishing your body with whole foods, a lot of nutrients, nutrient-dense foods, so a lot of fruits and veggies, and of course, find balance with everything. But the more nutrients you're able to give your body, the more your body is going to really want to work for you. Every single thing has a vibrational frequency to it, including food. And of course, I believe in bio-individuality. Different things are going to work for different people. So find what works best for you. Now, moving on to number four. This is one of my favorite ones because this has also completely changed my life. It is doing something that you love doing each and every day. Doing something that lights you up inside. What are you passionate about? What are you interested in doing? And if you're not exactly sure, then try to discover a little bit more every day what that could be. So it could be painting, playing the guitar, drawing, recording a YouTube video, doing a podcast, whatever it may be that lights you up inside, where you're so immersed with what you're doing that you lose track of time. This also doesn't always have to do with your career. It definitely can be, but it doesn't have to. So you can do this before work, after work, whenever it is, just making time each and every day to really do what lights you up inside or to try to figure out what it is that does. I remember when I started posting videos on TikTok, I was getting that inner nudge to just share more about my journey and talk about manifestation, talk about things that I really enjoyed talking about. And I made a TikTok every week. I would just commit to making one TikTok, maybe even two a week. And then it just continued to increase. And then I got on YouTube. And these were things where I was like, yeah, this is gonna be fun to do. I'm just gonna try it out. And I made time, even though I was working full time at the time, I made time to do my own thing that I enjoyed doing. And in doing so, I was just excited to edit. I was excited to record. And then I would meet people that were doing the same things, that were doing what they loved doing. And then slowly but surely, it has led me to making this a full-time thing. Now my full-time job is doing Reiki healing sessions, oracle card readings for people, recording videos on YouTube, and my podcast, doing things like that as well. It just feels so good that that has led me to where I am today. Just little things that I incorporated into my daily routine, my weekly routine, and not expecting anything to come from it, but truly just doing it because it felt good for me. So whatever it is that you're doing, it's important to release the attachment to why you're doing it in the first place, releasing any attachment to any outcome that you may expect, and honestly just doing it because you really want to. For number five, and I know I'm putting up two fives, so that makes a 10. And now I'm doing some hand motions so that you're distracted as I think about what I'm going to say next. But all jokes aside, for number five, it is to be silly, be weird, incorporate laughter into your life, make yourself laugh, make others laugh. Laughing is one of the most healing medicines, and it instantly raises your vibration. Something that I do every day that I think is pretty silly, but also is a way of reframing any negative thought patterns is if I look in the mirror and I'm looking quite tired, or I'm like, okay, what's going on here, having a crazy hair day, or whatever it may be, I'll look in my reflection and I'll be like, oh my goodness, you are so beautiful. Like, how do you look that great today? And I'll just affirm to myself these really positive affirmations, but it also makes myself laugh because I'm just hyping myself up. And this will instantly raise your vibration. Even if you're like, what am I saying to myself? This is a way of just putting that energy out there of, wow, this is great. This is me. This is who I am, exuding that positive energy. And that positive energy is going to come right back to you. Sometimes I'll start moving my body in whatever way it feels like it needs to be moved to just get that energy flowing as well. You know, those blow up things that you see, those dancing blow up things that you see? I'll just start moving my body like that because those crack me up as well every time I drive past one. And if it's not natural for you to be silly, I've found that it's even more funny when people that aren't usually like that just try it because then it gets you outside of your comfort zone and then you end up laughing at yourself anyways. Now, moving on to number 6, it is to practice gratitude. And I know so many people say this, practice gratitude, it's good for you, but this is really going to help you raise your vibrational frequency. Even when it feels like it's not doing anything, you absolutely are tuning into a higher vibration, and your angels, your team of light, the universe loves when we are practicing gratitude. Because despite everything, if we can still tune into that vibration of gratitude, even if it's for a few minutes every single day, saying what we're grateful for, writing down what we're grateful for, we are emitting this energy that will attract even more to be grateful for into our lives. You can do this at any time of the day. I personally do it right before bed. I found that that's what works best for me, but it doesn't matter what time you do it as long as you are choosing to express gratitude on a regular basis. I also will give thanks throughout the day. So I say thank you to my food for nourishing my body. I say thank you to the universe for any blessings that happen to come into my life. Honestly, everything is such a blessing. If we really do think about it, everything is such a miracle. But I'll say thank you, angels, when I get a good parking spot at the grocery store. I'll say thank you for a new client. I'll say thank you for the sun shining on my face today. Just tapping into that vibration of gratitude throughout the day will also help as well. And those are the 6 steps to raising your vibrational frequency and sustaining it so that you can draw in and magnetize all those blessings into your life. You don't have to do all of these steps in order, by the way, just incorporate what feels best for you at the right time. I will say though that mindfulness, practicing mindfulness is really good in the mornings because it does set the tone for the rest of the day. And that is a wrap for this video. I feel so good right now recording this video. My vibrational frequency has definitely raised. So hopefully you can feel that transmission of energy and your vibration is now raised too. I hope that this helps. I would love to hear what your thoughts are on the steps that I shared. Is there anything that you already do, or what are some other things that you do to raise your vibrational frequency? Thank you so much for watching. I appreciate each and every one of you. If you're interested in working with me one-on-one for life coaching, for manifestation, for following your life purpose, or developing your intuitive abilities, feel free to DM me on Instagram or book a discovery call for my one-on-one coaching program in the description below. I'm sending you all so much love and so much light. May blessings and miracles flow your way today and every day. I'll see you all in the next video. Bye, everyone.